How's it going, those people who are actually watching this? I'm Davis, or listening to this.
I'm Zach. It's kind of whack.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah. Oh.
Why, where's the, what?
What the what?
Was that English? What
No.
happened? Where did all your energy go?
I let it all out in the freaking bad Southern accent. It's
Oh,
it's gone now.
oh, okay, cut back to that.
Yeternan!
Okay,
Oh.
you're back now.
Oh, you're saving that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that. Ah, sometimes when we start recording, Zach likes to be a little flamboyant.
Flamboyant?
Is that the
I
right word?
disagree. I think it's fabulous. I will not
Oh,
stand for this blasphemy.
sorry for the. Okay, there we go. The video people just watch me turn up Zach. Because you were quiet.
You know what? I don't. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know, man.
What?
Oh, the lines. Okay.
What? The lines?
Occasionally webcam bad and lines appear, but
Oh, so I don't know if you can tell on here. I don't know. I don't know if you can tell, but we're actually using Discord now, and Zach isn't using his crappy webcam.
I mean this isn't great, but it's better ish.
He's not using his $60 webcam. He's using the one that's built into his
It was
computer.
30. It was 30.
I thought you said 60.
No.
Oh, I feel like
Wait,
I
it was
remember you
30 or
telling
40.
me it was $60.
I was looking at one that was 60, but then I'm like, I don't have that money.
I mean,
I don't
yeah, but
I hope it wasn't 60 because it's pretty
dude,
bad.
isn't your birthday coming up in like September?
What do you mean come? That's like, oh dude, it's January 1st. Christmas is coming in December. It's like,
Dude, I don't know, dude. I thought it was like, isn't it coming up? And then I was like, nope, it's September, but I'm gonna continue this joke. Fun fact, it's gonna be my birthday in a month and 11 days. Actually, 10 days for you people, because it'll come out on the 14th.
can you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay.
What is it?
He's
It's your
sitting there screaming
cat.
at me.
Aw. It's because of Discord being like, we're gonna take out all the ambient noise.
Yeah,
We're
it
taking
does
it
a good
all out.
job.
That's a nice tale.
Okay.
I
Now,
was with my cat earlier, and we were just chilling on the couch. I was watching some Yu Yu Hakusho. Um, you know, good stuff.
cats always find the most uncomfortable place to be when they're trying to sit with you.
Yeah, that's
They're like
true.
always doing something that's
Well,
like, what is that? What is that?
the problem that I have is sometimes when I'm wearing like pajama pants, my cat will sit on my lap, right? And Sophie will, kneading, right?
Yeah,
She
yeah,
will
yeah.
do that while I'm petting her, and sometimes it'll be on the part of my pant leg where my underwear isn't, and so she'll be scratching me through my pant leg.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. It's
and I'm like,
uncomfortable to say the least.
hold on, Sophie, let me just shift my underwear down so that you're not scratching my leg. Is that too much
Have you ever
information?
had?
Probably.
No, that's probably a common problem amongst cat owners because I know it happens to me. Have you ever had one of them? This it hurts when this fat man does it because he's freaking like 17
Chunker.
pounds. Yeah. They're like trying to come over and to say hi to you, so they jump from somewhere onto your lap, but they
Oh,
land
Sophie does that
directly on your
all the
crotch,
time. Oh,
and
not
it
that.
hurts
Ooh.
so much. 17 pounds for fat.
You really think she's
Fat.
17 pounds?
Yeah, we brought him to the vet like 2 months ago, and he's 17 pounds.
He's seven.
He's
Oh
fat.
my gosh. I wonder how much Sophie weighs. Because she's a big cat.
Because he's not like fat. He's just here. Let me see if I can get an angle of this. He's long.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that's a big boy.
I'm surprised you let me do this.
Sophie is also a big cat. Like just she's also very long. Like we have one of those like big posts that are like square that are for like scratching.
Oh yeah, the scratching posts.
We have like a pretty big one in like the middle. I think you've seen it probably. In the
Yeah, yeah.
like in the middle of our not the middle, but kind of where the stairs go up. They're right next to the
Oh
stairs
yeah,
to the
off to the
upstairs.
side.
Yeah, there's one right there. And Sophie, when we're coming downstairs or we're about to go upstairs, she will just stretch all the way out and just scratch at it. And I do this thing sometimes where you like pet their
Yeah,
stomach.
you just like wiggle them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but yeah, she's just a very long cat, like super long. I doubt that Sophie would let me do what you just did to Bubba.
He's tolerant of a lot.
But she is a big cat. I wonder which cat is bigger.
Yeah, cause Sophie's pretty big, but can I help you? No? Okay.
He's
Oh, he's looking
adorable.
at y'all. Hmm.
I
You
I
annoyed?
Blackie is a smaller cat, and
Yeah.
she's like I don't know how long she is, but she's definitely not as big, and she's not even as fat as Sophie is
She's not a
getting.
small cat though. She's just,
No,
if anything, she's more average size. Cause Sophie and this
definitely.
man are like big.
Yeah. And then there's like Kaylin's cat, which is like ginormous. Her
Yeah.
paws are like literally what felt like this big. I was like, what the
Yeah.
heck, dude?
It's a
What?
cat and a half right there, my
Dude,
friend.
that's such a huge cat. I don't remember her name though. It was too long. It was like Princess Sparkle
Z-
Kitty. No,
Zuri,
not that cat.
right?
The white one.
The other one?
The white one.
Oh.
No, that
Yeah,
cat's
yeah,
just
yeah.
a chonker. There's a difference.
Just a heckin'
She's like
chonker, my
this
dude.
big around.
It's the Gemma of cats. Oh my god, that dog is a freaking sausage.
You should,
I
if you guys haven't seen the episode on YouTube where we
oh
show her, you should
I pick
go
her up.
and go look at that because just even for a second you don't have to watch the whole thing, but just like to see what she looks like because she is very just
She's
chonky. It's hard
rotund.
to explain other
She's
than
just
chonky.
and she's well, no, she's fat now. She gained like 10 pounds in a month apparently. I was like, whoa.
That's a lot.
But she's when she was in the average weight where she's supposed to be at like 60 something, she looked the same. Like she was like, "Yeah, that's a healthy weight. Sure, that. Yeah, it's healthy. Okay." Like she's just I have no words. It
I
just picture a bratwurst and that's it. I don't know what to
She
tell
is
you.
definitely chonky. It's pretty funny, but also cute at the same time.
But like it's emphasized because she's not long. She's not a long dog by any stretch of the mile. She's like thick, and then she's like not stubby, but she's just
It is
shorter.
kind of stubby though. Like that would be
Yeah,
kind
like
of how I would explain it too.
because her legs are shorter too. So it's just very emphasized how big her body is.
She has
It's
weird
just unfortunate.
proportions.
This is true. My God, I'm getting a text. It's so loud. I need to silence my phone.
Do it, dude.
Oh
Where
no.
did you get
Cut.
Gemma? I don't know if
I
you've
don't
talked
know.
about this. I don't even know if I've heard this story.
My father is demanding that I take out the trash.
Don't. You have. It's fine, dude. You have like
No,
another
because
50 minutes.
the dog got into it and ripped it up.
Oh,
So
okay. Well,
we'll
guess we'll
be
be
back
right back.
in like
While
20
he
minutes
takes
for
the
you. So have
trash.
fun with that.
What?
It's like 10 minutes, I think. Probably. We'll see. Because
Just
I have to drive my trash.
oh. Well, be
Have
right
fun.
back. Just
Here,
text me.
Shadow, keep him company. Bubba. Bubba.
I'm gonna cut. Um, but before that, we'll see Bubba one more time. my new co-host, better co-host.
You look up here and you talk.
Okay, if you guys should probably go to the video version just for this point. She left. Well, anyway, I'm cutting now, and we'll see you guys in a minute. And we're back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Zach went to take out the trash,
I
as you
did.
know.
Wow. And I'm surrounded by a
And
halo
now
of
he
light.
has a godly aura.
There we go.
Um, you couldn't see it on the listening side, but he did. He was glowing for a second.
I mean, I always call it, let's be real. It's just finally coming through Discord. That's all it is.
Okay. Well, before you had to take the trash out, I asked
Yeah.
what what your what how you got Gemba. That's what it was.
Oh, it was actually a very interesting story because
I don't think I
it
know
had
the
been the
story.
time we had just lost our previous dog. She was like, oh God,
You don't even remember her name?
no, Tita was her name. I'm just
Oh.
trying to remember how old she was at the time. I think she was 15 or 16, so
Oh
she was an
wow,
old
that's
dog.
old for a dog.
Yeah, she was older than me by a year, and I'm just trying to remember how old I was when she went.
That's
So
old for a dog.
yeah, and she was like this tiny little Bichon
Oh,
fluffy thing.
never mind.
She, we called her a throw pillow
Oh.
because if she was on the couch and she was asleep curled up in a ball, you could easily mistake her for a fluffy throw pillow. So,
Nice. I
yeah,
thought you were like throwing her.
no, 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 like the type of
I'm
pillow called a
kidding. That was
throw
a joke,
pillow.
dude.
God, I hope so. But essentially, my mom wanted another dog, so we were looking for another dog, and before we found Gemma, we had actually looked and we had found this big German Shepherd called Leo. And he, oh my God, he was a King Shepherd. So he's a long hair German Shepherd. So he was a big man.
Okay.
And that's actually a really unfortunate story because we got him, we took him home. We like drove all the way 3 hours or so to Virginia. And then we brought him back and we got his weight and all of his medical records. And his foster parents had like lied on his medical records. He had like a lot of health problems, and we just couldn't afford to keep him. So we gave him back to the service that was looking after him. But he because the main thing was he was a really chill dog, and that's what we really liked because my mom's on the older side and she can't deal with a big dog that's really high energy. Like that's just physically too much for her. And we're the rest of the family's too busy to kind of help out with walks and stuff like that. So that was where that was going to be. And he was so low energy and chill because he was extremely underweight, we found. So when we started feeding him the proper amounts and he got some life back into him, he would run, he would jump, like he was a high energy dog when he actually had the energy to move.
Yeah.
So that also contributed to the fact that we had to give him back. So both my mom and my sister were feeling kind of, I think, like down or nostalgic, or they just wanted a dog. So they were browsing at PetSmart, and Gemma with her foster mom at the time
That's
were
smart.
just walking around. They were just, you know, because they had like a thing where they were introducing Gemma to people just like just chilling around PetSmart as like, hey, this dog's up for adoption. Would you like this dog? And the funny thing is, they were actually supposed to have been gone by then. They had stayed late by accident. So when my mom and my sister went in, they weren't supposed to be there. And it was like, oh, that's the dog we need to have. I wasn't there at the time. That's just how it was told to me.
Okay.
So we organized a little meetup and they had we had them come to our house. They brought Gemma, and it was
God,
like,
remember when
yeah,
people
we'll
could
take
come
her.
in our house?
What?
Remember when people could come in our house?
Oh my God, bro. Another lifetime. But yeah, we got her, and it was like, oh, it's Gemma. She's so cute. She's so, you know.
I don't know the last part, but I do understand what you're trying to say. Um,
Because she's when you can't pet her normally and calmly like a normal dog, you have to like grab her and shake her back and forth and like rub her vigorously. That's what she wants when she wants pets. It's weird.
okay, that's interesting.
I play her like bongos when I pet her. Like I'm not
Mm.
even joking. She lies down and I start tapping away.
You got a special dog there, buddy.
She's interesting.
I'm not like I like dogs to a certain degree. Um, but I'm not like a huge dog person.
Hmm.
A lot of people are gonna be offended by that. Because like people love dogs, and I'm sorry. They're not. I just don't vibe with them that well. I don't have the same energy levels that they do, and so I like cats because all I have to do with them is feed them, clean their litter box, and that's it.
That's it.
Plus, they're very chill most of the time. Unless you got a cat like Black, who just yells at you all the time. Uh,
Well, some cats have the zoomies, and that is
well, when they're kittens, they all have the zoomies. But once they
some
hit
of them
like
stay longer.
depends. But once most of the time, once they hit like 1 years old, they start
Yeah, yeah.
becoming fat and lazy. And that right there, buddy,
That's the
that
sweet spot.
that is like Sophie right now, who actually she's still active. Like you can still get her to play with you, but she's
Mhm.
also fat and lazy, and
I
that's
mean, as
awesome.
most cats are, they're
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
you know,
Exactly
it's a
like
good
that.
cat.
I yeah, cuz Sophie will still like jump around. Actually, it's funny cuz Blackie's really old now. We don't know exactly how old she is, but we want to say she's like 13. So like
Mm.
12 or 13. So she's pretty old, but lately she's been acting really weird lately, and I think it's old age, but for some reason she's been more active than she was like 2 years ago. Like I'm not even kidding. She like is hitting toys and stuff, and like it's just super interesting how cats develop over time.
Yeah, they have like dips and stuff in their energy, but it like comes back at random times.
Yeah.
Like that happened with Shadow. He was really energetic for a while, and then he was like, uh,
Yeah, it's super it's just interesting. How old is Bubba?
the Chonker Man himself. He's 11,
Mm,
12 or so. He's old. He's a grumpy old man. That's how he acts too.
yeah.
Uh, the thing is though, he knows that we think he's old, so he manipulates us with it.
Yeah.
Like he'll act like he doesn't have enough strength to jump up to where we keep his food bowl. So we'll pick him up and we'll put him up there. But then like 5 minutes later, we look back and he had gotten down to go to someone else's food bowl because you know how cats are. And then
Yeah,
he goes back to get to his and he just makes it easily. And it's like, mm-hmm,
I don't know why you trust
mm-hmm.
this man. I don't know. Yeah, Sophie, we have to put her in another room or else she will eat Blackie's food because Blackie is very much a slow eater. So we have to
Yeah.
separate them so that Sophie doesn't get too fat and Blackie doesn't get too skinny, you
That
know?
happens. There's always like when you have multiple cats, there's always that one cat who's just like, they just
Yeah.
shove food into their
So,
face as quickly
yeah,
as
so we
possible.
have to like either shove Sophie in the bathroom or put her outside on her back porch. Um just depending on how cold it is outside. We don't want to
Right,
like
right.
if it's freezing, we don't want to like put her out there, you know? But
Yeah, yeah, that's understandable.
because sometimes we forget that she's out there, and then when it's like freezing, we feel like crap because she comes in and she's like shivering. And we're like,
I mean,
no,
yeah.
Sophie. Oh my
You
god.
see, if she does get fat though, layer of warmth.
True, true. It's kind of crazy. It's already like almost springtime. It
I mean,
still
it is.
feels like
It's
January to
March.
me. Is that weird? It still feels like January to me. I I these past 2 months have literally gone by faster than any other time. I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah. It has gone past
I don't know why.
past.
Like even like all of last year wasn't as fast as these last 2 months where I
Well, it's
just
because it's getting more samey, and then because everything's kind of
and
like
because
just the
of our
same,
senioritis. The
and yeah, that just gets throw. Wow, I was loud. When you just throw that on top of it, it's
it's just right now it's so hard to do anything to
oh my
like
God, I have
school
no
wise.
willpower to do anything but sleep, pretty much.
Yeah, sleep and eat, and that's
I,
about it.
yeah.
I mean,
So,
I only eat like 2 meals a day.
mhm.
Because
Sorry, sorry.
what?
I brief segue. Um,
Okay.
I got into the leadership fellows at Elon, and so yay me. So my family was like, okay, we'll celebrate on Sunday. And then I just got a text from my dad saying, hey Zach, it ends up the place in Raleigh allows people under 18 to throw axes. You want to do that as part of your celebration?
What? That's awesome.
That might be fun.
That might be fun. That might be fun. Hey
Might be
guys,
fun.
go to Raleigh. You might see Zach.
I'd throw chucking axes, man.
Because you're saying
That'll
it's
be
tomorrow, so this goes up tomorrow, which is
yeah.
Sunday. So,
Don't get in my way. I will huck an
hey
axe at
man,
you.
if a kind of Wack fan just comes up to you and is like, "Yo, that'd be awesome."
You're the guy.
You the guy. You're the uglier one.
That's subjective because I'm clearly the handsomer one. But you know who's the most
Not to
handsome out of
me.
all of us? The most handsome?
Who?
Shubster. Hey, buddy.
Bubba. Yeah, he's
Bubba.
definitely the most handsome out of the four of us.
Clearly. Chicks dig cats, man.
It's true. Well, depends.
Yeah, that's fair.
Depends because there are
If you get
definitely
a
dog people who wouldn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
still though, I'm pretty sure people would say, "Oh, he's so cute" to the cat rather than us.
Yeah.
Very much
If we were
quickly,
out in
quicker.
public, which we don't do very often,
Public, what's that?
girls don't just like stare at us. We kind of walk through life invisible to everybody but ourselves. Unless we make a
Yeah.
big scene, which we have done before.
You see, when that happens, but it happens in very specific circumstances. Because we don't attract a lot of attention when it's just like the two of us or
No.
maybe one other person. We fly
Just
under the
the
radar.
two of us. Sorry.
We could make it if we try. But you
Wow,
see,
that was good.
that type of energy starts to come out when there's like 4 people or 5 people, and we start acting like crackheads.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, when we were taking pictures for the dance that one time,
oh,
and there was like 7 of us there,
that was
everybody was like, "What is going on over there? Why are we just hearing screaming?"
there was definitely a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, a lot of flailing limbs.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it was a time. You know how you flail limbs when you take pictures? It was like that.
Yep. It was like that. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, you just gotta do it, You just gotta be a guy.
You gotta just like be a loosey goosey jellyfish, You just gotta let everything go slack and you flail.
I don't That's just like
It's
what
that
Ben used
easy.
to do with his arm dance,
What do you
which
mean used to?
he can't do it anymore.
Used to?
He
You
can't do it
can't?
anymore. No. He
Dude,
almost
that's
dislocated
sad.
his shoulder one time and he was like, "All right, I guess that's it."
How do you wait?
I'm not kidding.
Did
He
he
was going so hard on that dance.
it's one, not a dance, it's a flail. I would like to make that distinction very clear.
For context, he used to do this thing where he would like flail his arms
I shall
around.
demonstrate. everything goes slack, and then he just uses momentum to flail
Yeah.
back and forth like that, but more wild.
Yeah. And he would like just do it at all dances. And he did a lot freshman year, and then he kind of stopped doing it. And I was like, bro, why don't you do that dancing more? I was like, well, I think I went a little too far one time, and I was like, oh, okay, that's
No, no, no. You
fun.
see, he needs to have the experience of dislocating it so he can say he dislocated his shoulder by flailing and dancing.
I don't know if
It's
that's
just
like
like
a good.
it's worth the pain for an interesting story.
Sure,
Big brain.
I guess so. Uh,
I'm kidding.
okay.
I'm clear. I'm kidding.
Anyway, let's go back to cats. No,
Cat.
how did you get Bubba?
Oh, it was a similar situation to Gemma, actually. We had
Why
lost
do you
our
get all your
previous
cats at
cat.
PetSmart, bro?
No, not PetSmart, actually. We had like my mom knew someone through someone else who knew someone else, and she like fostered like 30 cats and kittens. So we
Oh,
actually got him when he was a kitten. He was like a month old or something, 2 months old. And we
oh,
got him and his brother. But his brother passed because he had like, it wasn't kidney stones, but it was like similar to kidney stones. And that was
never
a
had
rough
one of those.
experience as an 8 year old.
Oh,
Because
I'm
he was
sure.
like 3 years old at the time, the cat. So it was like, he's still young. Why is this happening?
Yeah,
So that's how we got this fat. I won't cuss because I don't have the energy.
fat chonker.
Fat chonker. Funny story though. When he was like a year old or so, or even younger, maybe, both him and his brother loved Barbies. Like, I'm not even kidding. Because it was at the time when my sister, she had like, she was past the Barbie phase, but it just like hadn't left the room because she was too lazy to like give it to Goodwill or whatever. So they're still like just in her room. They would come in and they would like play with the Barbie stuff. Like his brother would actually play with the Barbies themselves. And it was weird because he would bite their hair and drag them to his bed and he would lounge with them. It was like, okay, dude.
What the
And
frick, dude?
then
That man's a
this guy
chat.
would play with like all the little accessories. He'd like gather them up, a little pile of plastic purses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And his main thing, it wasn't a Barbie accessory, but it was a very, very neon bright, blindingly bright pink boa, like a feather boa. And he would wear it and drag it around the house.
That's awesome.
It was hilarious because he was still a smaller cat since he was very young. So this thing was like 2 times as long as him. So he'd bite it and it would be between his legs as he would like hobble along trying to carry this thing wherever he went.
That's so cute.
Oh my, yeah. And he'd just like roll over in it. So it'd just be around him. It was weird.
That's
He
adorable.
loved that thing.
That's
It was
adorable.
funny. Oh God.
Well, why is it vibrating?
No earthquake. Oh yeah, that's the dryer.
What?
When it does like the spin dry portion, our dryer shakes the entire third floor, which is my bedroom.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't even know how that's possible.
it vibrates violently.
All right, buddy. That's a
Yeah.
choice of words that you said.
Oh
Um,
please.
it's just an interesting choice of words. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We got Sophie at a La Fiesta parking lot.
I heard about that. I
Yeah.
remember that.
I don't
That
know
was
if
a
I talked about it
story.
on the podcast or not, but basically, our cat had just died, like literally a month ago. Not like in now, but like
But
in
back
the
then.
story. A month before this happened. And so I was still very sad about her Joy's death because I had vibed really well with that cat. Um And so when we had gone and eaten at a Mexican restaurant called La Fiesta. Is that a chain? Whatever.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Probably.
It doesn't matter. I don't care.
It's a pretty generic sounding name,
That's true.
so probably.
So anyway, they did. We went there and we had eaten, and my aunt was actually down at the time, so we were hanging out with her. This was, I want to say, 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I was very young, and I guess I would have been like 10 or 9 or so, something like that. Um, Math is hard.
Wait,
Anyway,
no, you would have been like 12 or 13.
so it's something around there, dude. I don't remember. I think it was more like 10 or 11, or something like that.
Okay.
I honestly can't remember. All I know is that Sophie's 9 now, but we don't really know ish. She's 9 ish.
Right.
Anyway, we don't really know exactly what her age was when we got her. But we got her. Well, we went outside of the parking lot after eating, and there was just this black and not black, this gray and white cat just out there running around. And when we
Looping the
walked
cat.
over to her, she just like came up to us, and we like started petting her and stuff. We were like, "What is this random cat doing?" We were like, "We can't just let her sit out here, right? We can't just do that." And so we called my mom, who was out of town at the time. She was in Atlanta for her job, and we were like, because I was with my dad, and we were like, Mom, do you think that we could put her on the back porch?" And my mom was like, "What?" And we had like a long conversation. It was like she finally relented and was like, "Okay, fine. That's fine. We can do that." And we brought her to here and put her in the back porch, and we were like, "Well, I guess she's our cat now."
I, I like how a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, yeah, we went to this shelter. We did this." I see you in the parking lot, cat. You're mine now.
Well, she
Oh, you're coming
obviously
home. You're living on my porch.
she had she had obviously had like three been like one of two options before. She had obviously either been caught and released already. Well, no, she wasn't caught and released. She was either being fed by those around her already, and so cuz I don't think she was spayed. Could be wrong about that, but I don't think she was spayed yet. And so there was one of two options that it could be. She was either super friendly because she was super friendly. So it was either because she was being fed by those around her and she was just a very like friendly stray, or she was at a house before and she escaped and never looked back.
Hmm.
But we don't know which one it is. Um, but she had obviously been being fed by people around where the La Fiesta was.
La
Um,
Fiesta's good eats, man.
yeah,
cat cat buffet, my dude.
true. But she had obviously been, whoa, alarm. She had obviously been fed by people around her, around there, and so it was just interesting because there was just this random cat, and so we like literally picked her up, took her in the car in the van, and just like brought her here,
It
and it
was a
was
freaking kidnapping of a cat. Let's go.
we don't know like I guess we could have been kidnapping her. It could have been
I was
somebody around
joking,
there.
but jeez.
I mean, we don't know where she came from.
True.
So it could have been somebody's around there and we just like literally took it. But at the same time, I don't think it was that. We more think that she was feral, but she had been being fed by people around there, so she was very friendly. Um, but yeah, now she's just super nice. She literally comes when I call her sometimes. I will literally just say, "Sophie, come here," and she'll just be like, mm. God. She's so cute, and she'll like sometimes she'll sleep with me, just like being there. I don't know, it's adorable. She's just the best. She's so cute. I have so many pictures of her. I don't have very many pictures of Blackie because Blackie is kind of a fraidy cat. I feel like you've seen this. Sophie will just like come up
Yeah.
to anybody.
Oh my
Um,
God. Sophie's greeted me at the door a plenty of times,
but
and then
Blackie
I see
just like,
Blackie in the distance. She locks eyes with me, and then she takes off.
cause she doesn't really like new people that much. She doesn't really get it.
I am a fantastic person
But that
that is no longer
doesn't
new.
mean anything.
I'm
Cause
I'm, I'm kidding,
Blackie's
but
just scared of people, and so but we found her out. Well, we didn't find her. My grandmother, and grandfather, when my grandmother was alive, she had been feeding this black cat, and um, they had been keeping her. Just they kept feeding her, and eventually they captured her and got her spayed and all her shots and stuff, right? And then actually, it's funny because my grandmother, named her Blackie. People make fun of that name, but that's mean since my late grandmother made the name. So screw you people who make fun of her. Andrew. Anyway, um so when we we were actually going to give her away to a neighbor of ours. But one Thanksgiving, my brother said, I'm because we go around the table and like say that what we're like thankful for. And so my brother was like, I'm thankful for my cat Blackie.
you
And
can't you can't do it to him
we
now.
can't give her away now. Just could not. So yeah. And we had just I don't know how big the spacing was, but we had four cats, and then we had two. And so then we got Blackie, and that was three. And then we lost Joy, and then we got Sophie. And then we lost Slink, which is also sad. Because Slink was a tiny cat, literally like this big. And her back legs didn't work. She had some spinal, like, born, like some disease that you can get when you're born.
Mhm.
And my parents actually found her on a railroad track. Yeah, they were like hiking or something. I can't fully remember the story, but they were walking or something, and they just saw this cat, and they trapped the cat and in a trap, obviously. But this cat, even though its back legs didn't work, was the most terrifying cat ever. Literally just would hiss at you, would try to bite you, scratch your face off. The meanest cat ever. We did get it in, and I wasn't alive at the time, so I guess not we, but my parents did get her in, and spayed, and which I guess is a common theme, but you should spay your cats so that they don't make babies. The feral cat population is growing, kind of like our population. What does that say about us? I don't know.
Subtle but not so subtle criticism of the human species, but
Maybe.
okay, continue.
I don't know. I honestly I don't know where I was going with that, but I was just trying to I don't know. But
Be like,
yeah,
ha,
so
human fail.
but this is actually such a good story cuz we had to put her in our guest bathroom, or they had to put her in the guest bathroom because they literally couldn't touch her without getting bitten and scratched. Not even kidding. She was so mean. So they would like open the door and like give her food and close the door, or else they would just get destroyed. Then they would eventually grab the
Or
bowl and
bombed. Sling suplex.
the reason they called her Slink this is kind of mean, but the reason they called her Slink is because she literally slinked across the ground because she didn't have back leg control. Not kidding. I'm not kidding. I think it became a nickname that just became the name because at first, you don't really name your cat for a while. Um,
Refer to them as something.
yeah. Fun fact for Sophie, my brother actually wanted to call her Soapy, which is kind of where Mr. Soap
Like
started.
soap, like
Soapy,
the
yeah.
cleaning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is actually where Mr. Soap kind of started.
which for reference is his
That's his YouTube
what, like
channel.
gamer tag, and yeah.
Yeah, but it started off as his YouTube channel, which grew into his gamer tag. Go check out his channel. He makes great content. I'm on there sometimes. We make good music videos. Anyway, that was a subtle plug. Um,
Subtle.
if you like comedy, like sketch comedy and music, that's what he posts. So go check him out. He hasn't posted in a while, but his past videos are pretty good. Um, he will disagree with me in saying that, but I think some of them are funny. He hit like 3 point something thousand on one video, so go check that out. It's pretty cool. Anyway, back to Slink.
Yeah.
Um, she was in there, and my mom actually started to read to her. Just anything she wanted to, she would just read it. Whatever book she was reading at the time, or sometimes the Bible, I think. Just whatever she wanted to, and she would read to the cat. And this is actually she didn't. I don't know if she knew at the time that this is actually a very common method of getting cats comfortable with people, but it actually is. If you sit outside the door that they're locked in, they can smell you, and when they hear that your voice, they can get to know you, that kind of thing. I don't know if she knew that that was a common technique or not, but it is. Anyway, she did that, and she actually Slink came out of that room the sweetest cat you've ever seen. I'm not kidding. She went from the meanest cat to the nicest cat ever. She never she never scratched anybody. She never bit anybody. She never did anything except just love on you, basically. I mean, she was also very pitiful. I would assume that I've put a picture of Slink on screen, but if not, I'm gonna say to myself,
Editing Davis, do it.
put one on screen. But she was so adorable. She was just the best. It was great. Um, it was really hard though at the end because she got like 3 different types of cancer
Ooh.
or something, or maybe it was 2. But she got like one on her mouth and like one in her body somewhere, and
Ooh.
it was. But she was like super old. She was our second oldest cat ever. I think she grew to 18. Joy was 19 before she died, which is
Oh.
super old.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 16 and 19, but something like that. Yeah. Joy was 100% our oldest cat. I don't know her story actually. Now that I think about it, I don't remember her story. Um, but you know what? If you guys want to hear that, post in the comments, and I'll ask my parents about that. But yeah, those are the 3 stories that I remember. Um, I think that one of our cats was found in a dumpster, but then again, I don't fully remember that story. So, but there you go. There's 3 of my stories of my cats. Um,
Wow.
yeah, 3 of the cats that I've had that I remember like great. I remember Joy pretty well, but not like wonderfully because I was still very young. And
Hmm.
then Demi and Cleo, which were, I think, the first cats that my parents actually got together. Um, they I barely remember. Um, they were litter mates, and that's about all I remember. Um, they were both black and brown. I think they had spots of brownness, and that's the only way you could tell them apart because they were like the same. But yeah, so yeah, there's some stories about my animals.
Animales.
Yeah.
Tamales, tamales.
So
The
what?
no, it
Oh, they can't see that.
cycle.
I also can't hear it. Like it doesn't come through. Uh
Good. Okay. It's just like okay. I forgot what I was gonna say. Go.
Oh, I mean I was just going to like ask if you wanted to tell your pet stories or anything. We have 10 minutes left, so.
You know, there's a couple. The one that I remember very, very, very vividly is this was back in Pennsylvania. Uh, the way Blackie is now is how Shadow Bubba used to be when he was younger. He used to be terrified of absolutely everything and everyone that came into the house. He was just like scared and
Well,
all that stuff.
we think that Blackie, I didn't add this in, but we think that Blackie was a runaway and we think that her
Mm,
previous owners were just horrible.
that would
That's
do it. But
our thought on that. Anyway, sorry. I forgot to
no,
add
yeah.
that. I was going to add that, but I didn't. So, go ahead.
He was just a terrified cat from the get-go. His brother was nothing like that, so we don't know why. He was just scared of absolutely everything and everyone. But I remember I was hanging out at a friend's house, and then I came home, and my dad had been the only one home at the time. So he met us at the door, and he said, "Guess what happened today?" "What, Dad? What's up with that tone? What happened, Dad?" I'm like, 8, and he said, "Guess who fell from the landing?" So, for reference, in my old house, we had the front door, and then as soon as you walk into the front door, there's a staircase that goes up to the second floor. But it's a very tall staircase given everything. It was like I don't know, the stories felt taller than normal, like 10-foot stories. I'd say that like I mean, I was a small child, so it could be my memory doing me a disservice, but it felt like it was like 25 feet up off the ground. And
Okay.
we had my mom's room, well, my mom and dad's room, the bathroom for the second floor, and then on the left, the staircase would go up, but then on the other side, because there was a wall here, but out here, there was a landing that jutted out with like some railings.
Which house was this again? Was this the house before the one you're in?
Pennsylvania. No, no, this wasn't even when I lived in
Oh,
North
okay. This is
Carolina, up in
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. So the rails were not that close together, so a small cat might be able to fit its way through. And he's a clumsy cat, ever always has been. So he got curious one day, and then my dad heard it and saw it, and he went right through the bars and fell all the way down to the first floor. Weirdly enough, though, he was perfectly okay. Like, no
He
damage, no
used
nothing.
3 of his lives.
Yeah, I mean, like, he got lucky. I don't know how he didn't at least break something, because he was a small cat at the time. But he just up and went.
Hmm. Wow. That reminds me of the new cat, the new kitten that my sister got, Maze. She we so for the layout of my dad's house, we have you've seen it, but just for the
Mhm.
people at home. Um there's like in the living room, which is there's a living room which is connected. It's a super open house, and it's connected to the dining, like our dining room table and the kitchen kind of.
Yeah,
um and above the like the living room area is two like windows kind of, and those windows are from the master, or what the previous master. It's just a bedroom now. It's my sister's bedroom, and there are two, like, I don't know what to call them, like kind of balcony things. Is that the best way to describe them?
yeah.
They're kind of
It's
like,
kind of like a balcony.
yeah, they're kind of like two balcony things. So my sister's cat is super needy, when it comes to attention. And no joke, she used to do this. She doesn't do this anymore because she's smarter, but she used to jump on the top of the balcony railing and walk around it. And we kept thinking that maybe someday she might jump, and we were super terrified of that. Well, she did it one day, but she didn't jump. Here's what she did. She slid down the side of the balcony, or the front of the balcony, slid down it until there was no more left to slide down, and jumped and was perfectly fine. Like, my stepmom rushed out and like felt her paws, and she didn't streak or anything. She was completely fine. Yeah. I mean, it's not that tall.
Fucking ninja.
She's not the balcony isn't that tall, but at the same time, she was literally like not even 6 months yet. She was like 4 or 3 months.
Fucking ninja cat, man.
Yeah, but she hasn't done
God.
it since, which means that she's learned that that's not a good idea.
She freaking graduated to Genin that day. Oh my god.
Yeah, but she definitely learned that that is not a good idea.
Yeah, it's not a big brain move.
No, it's not. So
No.
yeah. So luckily
Wow.
that stopped, but I was just thinking about that because it's very similar. Yeah, it was terrifying because I remember Colette just like being like no, and I was like what, and so I rushed out, and she was like she jumped, and I was like oh, that's fun. Was she okay? And she was like, she seems fine. I don't. She seemed fine, and she's still fine. So she just got spayed. Fun fact: she just got spayed. This last week, so that was cool. It was a mess though because you know how they get the cones, so that they don't lick themselves.
Mm-hmm.
She wriggled out of it in like an instant. And we were like, okay,
Yeah.
that's fun. So we also had to lock her in the bathroom because we couldn't let her, because she was still trying to jump, even though she was supposed to stay as immobile as possible. Yeah. And then we tried to get her like a onesie thing from another friend because they had also spayed their cats. And so we tried to put it on her. We eventually, after like 10 tries, got it on her. But in like 10 minutes, she wriggled out of that. So we were like, but she doesn't seem to be licking it. So I guess we'll see. It's just a mess.
Yeah. Nice.
She's a mess of a kitten. And we don't know what to do. Hopefully she gets fat and lazy. No, but she's already mellowing out a little bit, I think, because when you get rid of the main thing that drives like an animal, which is basically the sex organs, that's like one of the main things that like gives them that kind of punch, like
a punch, because it, yeah,
okay, like if you get rid of a man's balls, you're getting rid of their testosterone maker, you know. So when you do that to a cat, that is the same thing. That's why cats get lazy, is because you're when you neuter them, that's what's happening. You're getting rid of their testosterone makers.
Like, you were thinking so hard, and you're like, what's the best way to describe this? Okay. You know what happens when you just completely remove a man's balls, like how it happens.
Literally, I'm just explaining what it is. When you get rid of the testosterone maker, they aren't as crazy.
I get it.
It's true. It's just true. It's just true. Anyway, anyway.
How we all do it,
That's
every 10 years.
We're out of time. So I'm glad we're ending it on that note.
Testosterone, bro.
We're sometimes I don't know, but sorry for not posting. We will hopefully be keeping it consistent now. Um, I don't know, dude. I'm tired now.
Hopefully.
We've been
Yeah,
talking for
I
an
feel
hour.
that.
I'm tired. So we'll see you guys next week. And yeah, bye.
Bye bye.